So we have done create color palette in both item ball data and background data. Now we will come to level data, but before we make the script, I guess first we need to analyze how it's work. So focus on the screen now. I will use level 1 for example. Over there you see we did spawn 4 tube on beginning, then 2 tube has ball from start, and 2 tube is empty. And each tube that has ball will have 4 ball. Okay, then that means we need to store how many tube with ball, and how many tube without ball, or we can call extra tube. And the amount of ball on each tube we will call ball per tube, since the ball on item ball data already has index to represent ball color, that will make our job easier. So then we can use list of integer for every tube with ball, and for explanation, the list is the tube, an element inside that list, is ball index, and if index 0 means that is ball red. If index is 1 is ball yellow, so where do we know this? You can see from our item ball data, inside sprite array we put our ball, and sprites at index 0 is ball red, and so on. Now this also mean the first list is list of integer with element 0, 1, 1, 0, and the second list is 1, 0, 1, 0. That easy, right? Well, let's create the script now. Let's put this script inside SO folder. So from asset folder, go to scripts folder, then inside SO folder create C# script and name it level data. For the scripts you can look at video description, and there will be a link to GitHub and you can look for level data there. Just copy all of them, and replace your own scripts with that. First of all, this script will derive from scriptable objects, so it will life as an asset, then that also make us easier to edit them. I will skip the part for explaining what is namespace and create asset menu, since we did talk about it on the last video. The first variable is type integer and that for the level number of this level data. Then next, like I explained before, we need to store how many tube has ball from beginning. And that will be called tube amount. The next part is for extra tube, or tube that has no ball on start, and then ball per tube is for how many ball inside tube. Now focus on the serialize field and range attribute. So why use that? Because we don't want other class edit the value of the variables, but we still want able to edit from inspector. And that is the reason of private with serialize field. Now about range attribute, it simply give restriction or range, just like its name. So the number will be from minimal this amount to maximal this amount. The reason tube amount has range from 2 to 13 is, of course we can't have only one tube, right? But for maximal 13, that come from how many color our ball has in total, which from red to purple, for extra tube. If we give only one extra tube, that will make level more difficult, while if 2 is normal. And that idea apply to ball per tube. When it's 4 it's normal, and 5 it's hard. Now if you like very hard, simply combine extra tube 1 with ball per tube 5. We also have variable for how much will we grant player after the complete the level, while color palette only for we can have reference to color palette data. Now I did said that our data is list of integer, but why I make list of tube data? Because Unity can't serialize nested list, so first that will not show up in inspector. And even if we manage to update its value, when we press play that value will reset, and by make tube data helper class, now we can make that serialize by using serializable attribute. And inside that class only for store list of integer, as that is how our data should be. For the region properties part, we make that because we want other class able to access the value of our variables but not able to edit them, and properties help us with that. Let's continue to onValidate. You did know this onValidate will be call every time we make edit or open the class, so we can use that for give level number automatically by using regex.match. With combination for finding number inside string, Please commented the if statement. I did forget commented that on starter scripts. And now for get level name method. This will be used so other class can access the correct name of this level data, by concat the text which will be level and the number, whatever that be. Now come to the longest method on this scripts. Generate data is our simply method to generate data automatically, compared to we do it manually, which will take so long, so let's begin FUA. First we check if data is not null. Or we did generate before, and if so, simply clear last data and reset the tube datas list back to null. After that now, we need to make sure all the required variables, in this case tube amount, ball per tube or has value, if not just give log to console. Only after all those check are done, now we can start our simple algorithm. First create a list integer for store one-dimensional list version of our supposed to list of integer. After that now shuffle it, so we randomize each element inside that. Shuffle itself is an extension method, you can see simply by click on the name, to see how shuffle work, after we shuffle or randomize its position. Then now what left is distribute it to every list of integer inside our list of integer. That quite simple isn't it? So next video we will make custom editor for this level data. You could try make one data inside Unity editor to see why we will create custom editor.